Years of waiting. History buffs and football fans are celebrating as the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum in Washington County unveiled something truly terrible. Josh Taylor explains.
These days, if you're headed to downtown Pittsburgh, you might jump on the sleek silver T. But as longtime Pittsburghers know, the streets of downtown used to be lined with trolleys, painted every color of the rainbow. Most of these trolleys and their original paint schemes have been lost to time, except for those that live on at the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum in Washington County. And today, one specific car made a long-awaited return.
Today is the day that we roll out the Terrible Trolley, which is the Super Steeler streetcar that pays homage to the four-time Super Bowl champions, the Super Steelers of the 70s.
The Terrible Trolley was originally suggested by then 9-year-old Kim Seaver in a letter to Pittsburgh Mayor Richard Caligiuri.
Mr. City Promoter, my name is Kim Seaver. I'm 9 years old, and I had this idea that maybe the city could have a trolley painted black and gold that says the Terrible Trolley. If the city doesn't have the money for a new trolley, you could just paint one of the old trolleys black and gold, okay?
And repaint it they did. Mayor Caligiuri immediately relayed the request to the Port Authority in January 1980, and the car debuted in time for Super Bowl 14. The swiftness of the mayor's response was not lost on his son, David.
I wish I had known you 40 years ago, because then maybe you could have written my dad a letter and gotten me a car.
The trolley's restoration was not as quick. It began with some good luck, good timing, and a phone call from KDKA. When KDKA-TV's Fan Nation reached out to the museum about the Terrible Trolley in 2022, former executive director Scott Becker asked around and found out the trolley survived in the hands of a private collector.
Ed said, "Oh, it's funny you called. I just sold the land and the building it's in, and I need to find it a home." So, lo and behold, we made a deal to move it out here.
KDKA-TV was there when the car arrived. It had seen better days, and the museum's largely volunteer crew had their hands full.
We really want to make this as accurate as a restoration as possible.
And now, with museum crew, families, former transit employees, and former Steeler number 76, John Banaszak, in attendance, their hard work can finally be celebrated.
In 1980, they rolled this trolley out right before Super Bowl 14, and the crowd was inspired, and it inspired this region for years.
During that time, you knew Pittsburgh was a tough town, and we leaned on our sports teams to give us that inspiration, and they taught us that hard work and dedication could make you the city of champions.
Fully restored and back on track, the Terrible Trolley is on display and free to inspire a new generation. Josh Taylor, KDKA-TV News.